everyone. So today's class is going to be a blend style class. So in this class we're going to see elements of a gentle, slow flow vinyasa, maybe even a little bit of yin. So for the purposes of this class, all you'll need is yourself and your mat. You might want to have 2 blocks nearby if you happen to own them. And if not a big deal. We can do our peak pose at the very end with or without blocks. So let's go ahead and begin. Lay down on your backs. And so just start, as always, in any place that feels good to your body. So today I'm going to start with the soles of my feet out pretty wide and the knees knocking in. And then just letting the arms rest comfortably alongside you for now. And close the eyes. And let's begin by taking a nice deep breath, filling the lungs completely. Draw the breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, let it all go. Sealing the lips. And now just letting that breath come gently in and out of the nose. Noticing the pace of the breath. And seeing if you can slow it down just a little bit. Noticing the depth of the breath. And seeing if you can make it just a little deeper. And noticing any of the other qualities of the breath, like pauses along the way. Maybe inconsistency from one breath to the next. You'll slowly begin to allow that breath to be a little more consistent. So on your next inhale, draw in the breath for the count of 4. And at the very top of that breath, without pause, allow the breath to leave for the count of 6. And then just begin again. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 6. One more component on here. See if you can begin to lightly constrict the back of the throat. Beginning to create this subtle audible quality to the way that you're breathing. This is our Ujjayi breath. Beginning to notice the tension in the body starting to melt away. Perhaps the mind is becoming a little clearer. Staying very present with the way that you're breathing now. If you don't have a bend in your knees, place a bend in your knees, soles of the feet on the floor, and gently draw the right knee in towards the chest. And now wrap the hands behind the right thigh, right on the belly of the hamstrings, and then flex that right foot. So we're just going to loosen up the hamstrings a little bit here. As you inhale, stretch the lower portion of the leg as straight as you can get it. At the very end, point the toes. As you exhale, bend the knee and flex the foot. Inhale, stretch and straighten. exhale, bend and flex. A few more rounds just like that, maybe closing the eyes. And really just tuning into the body, awakening some of the physical sensations that you're feeling here. With the hands right on the hamstrings, you might even be able to differentiate between the hamstring muscles. Or it might just feel like one big muscle mass. Just notice any sensations. And just take one more repetition. Good. And now cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And just take a moment there to notice the hips. Notice if it feels a little tight. Feel free to stay right there. If you have a little bit more space, pick up your left foot, interlace the hands behind that left thigh, and really softly squeeze the left knee towards you. And we'll hang out here for about 5 full breaths. Trying to keep the tailbone down on the floor, the length in the spine. The breath smooth and steady. And one more breath here. And softly release. Set the left foot down on the floor. Uncross that right leg. And let's hug the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a light squeeze. And then wrap the hands behind that left thigh again, right on the belly of the hamstrings, and flex the left foot. And now as we inhale, stretch the lower portion of the leg, point the toes at the very end. And as you exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Inhale, stretch and straighten. Exhale, bend and flex. And again, maybe just closing the eyes and noticing along the way any sensations that you're feeling. You might feel a tugging at the very top of the hamstrings there at the sit bone as you stretch the leg. Maybe feeling that sense of slack as you bend the knee and flex the foot. Just a few more rounds. Just loosening up some of that initial tension in the hamstrings, maybe the low back and the glutes. Good. And now as you bend the knee and flex the foot, cross that left ankle over the right thigh. And again, just check in, noticing how this side feels. And then if you'd like to, pick up the right foot, interlace the hands behind the right thigh, and gently squeeze that right knee towards you. And we'll take about 5 breaths here. And gently releasing the low back and the tailbone down. And one more breath. Slowly release, uncross the legs, hug the knees into the chest, gently rocking side to side. And then slowly rocking your way all the way up to a seated position, right over to hands and knees. And let's take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So rounding the spine as we exhale. As we inhale, belly falls, gaze lifts. Good. Just one more round. Slowly coming back to neutral, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back for that first downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise to all 10 toes. As you exhale, press the heels back down. And try to maintain the shape of the pose here. So hip creases stay high, rise up onto those tippy toes. Exhale, relax the heels back down. Inhale, rise to the tippy toes.
Exhale, press the heels back down, and now press your left hand really firmly into your mat. Reach with your right hand towards your left ankle, maybe your calf or your knee. Just a nice little stretch here. Good. Release the right hand down. Push that right hand into the mat and take the left hand towards the right ankle. Maybe gaze underneath that right arm. Good. And release. Inhale, rise to the tippy toes. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up and overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Hugging those upper arm bones in towards each other. Really letting the weight of the head hang heavy here. On the next inhale, rise to the tippy toes. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up and overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms rise. This time, cross your right wrist behind your left wrist. Join the palms together and lean to the right. And as you're leaning to the right, press down with that left foot. Really feel that nice side body stretch here. Inhale, come back up, gaze up. And exhale, other side. So now crossing left wrist behind the right, leaning to the left. Press the palms into each other. Press that right foot really firmly down into the mat. Inhale, rise back up, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step to the back of your mat this time, top of a push-up, pausing here, breathing here. Hug the upper arm bones in and engage the muscles of the thighs. Nice and strong. Keep pressing the floor away from you, maybe creating a little bit of protraction between the shoulder blades. Slowly come forward on the tippy toes. And as we exhale, lower about halfway down, chaturanga, maybe less than halfway. Untuck the toes, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Each time we're in our downward facing dog, seeing if you can come back to that connection to your breath. Maybe counting to 4 as you draw that breath in. And releasing for the count of 6. Inhale, rising to the tippy toes. Exhale, step, jump, or float to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. And this time as you exhale, fold, walk the feet together, bend into the knees, drop the belly to the thighs. And let's take our palms to our calf muscles. And we're going to press into the calves and down as we try to lengthen the hip creases up towards the ceiling. So maybe a little shaking here, getting into those hamstrings, breathe. Good, softly bending back into those knees, bend pretty deeply here. And inhale, take the arms all the way up to a chair pose. Press the heels down and apart, try to stretch those arms as straight as you can. Engage the muscles of the upper arms, breathe. Push down into the feet. Inhale, rise up, arch the back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step your right leg to the back of the mat, drop the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms rise, breathe in. Good, and now come more forward in your right hip if you can. Press really firmly into your left foot. Imagine dragging your left heel back towards your right knee, breathe. Couple more breaths here, relax the muscles of the face. Good, as we exhale, take the hands back down to the floor, tuck the right toes, slide that left leg back, top of a push-up, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the right shoulder. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that right foot between the hands. Drop the left heel so that back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Press firmly into that right foot and then rise up to warrior one. Breathe. And really work to take that right hip back, left hip forward. Pressing down through the outer edge of your left foot. Nice deep bend in that front knee. Good. Release the hands behind the low back, interlace the fingers, open the heart. As you exhale, humble warrior. So bow down inside of that right knee if you can, and drop the head. Maybe you're using your right shoulder to press against the inner knee. Imagine dialing your right toes to the right. Push down and away from you with that left heel. Breathe. Good. Now keep the bind, lift the chest, and pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Good, keep breathing here. Hug the low belly in. Press really firmly into that right foot. Good, inhale, release. Crescent Warrior, arms rise. Exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Right leg lifts up in the air. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And let's go ahead and sit down in a yoga squat, bringing hands to the heart. Good. So try to stay as tall as you can here. Maybe close the eyes. Our feet are angled out at about a 45-degree angle. Good. Now, push the feet down and imagine dialing the feet away from each other. We're going to take our arms forward. So don't let the knees knock in here. Keep the knees open. Breathe. Good. Raise the arms straight up in the air. Keep breathing. Keep the arms lifted. Push into the feet. Rise up an inch. Good. Exhale. Release the hands down. Turn the toes forward. Fold forward. And connect with that breath again. How about 2 more breaths here? Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, heel toe the feet together. Bend into the knees, bring the palms to the calf muscles, and we'll press firmly in and down as we lift the hips up. Relax the head down if you can. Notice the breath here. Good, let's re-bend into the knees pretty considerably again. Swim the arms all the way up to chair pose. Keep breathing. One more breath here. Good, push the feet down. Inhale, rise to standing, arch the back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step your left leg back, drop that left knee down. Inhale, come on up for a nice low lunge here. Really pushing again forward into the hips. And breathe. Push down with that right foot. Imagine dragging the right foot back towards the left knee. Good, one more breath. Exhale, take the hands down to the mat, tuck the left toes, slide that right leg back, top of a push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands, drop the right heel 45 degrees. Push down into that left foot as you rise up to warrior one. Good, so pressing that right heel down and away from you. Bring the hands behind the low back, interlace the fingers. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop that left shoulder down inside of the left knee, letting the arms float away from you. Keep breathing. Maybe imagine dialing that left foot to the left. Good, push down with the left foot, rise about halfway up, pivot onto the ball of that right foot. Keep breathing. Drive down through the left foot. Good, release the arms up into Crescent Warrior. Exhale, drop the hands down to the floor, slide that left leg back up in the air. Inhale. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, gaze forward. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, yoga squat, bring the hands to the heart. So again, with this one, we're looking to maintain that nice and long spine, natural curves present. So trying not to tuck the tailbone here and round into the spine. So think about lifting the sternum up. Press the feet down and apart. And then take the arms forward without letting those knees collapse in. Keep breathing. Really working the strength of the glutes and the hips here. Bring the arms straight up and overhead if you can. And lift up the hips maybe an inch. Good, exhale, drop the hands down, turn the toes forward and fold forward. Reconnecting with our breath. How about 2 more breaths here? Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen, heel toe the feet together. Exhale, fold. And this time just keeping the knees soft. Inhale, take the arms all the way up and overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step that right leg to the back of the mat, drop the right knee down. Inhale, arms rise all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, slide that left leg back, top of a push-up, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, bring the hands back beside you. Inhale, Locust Pose. So drive down through the hips, lift the shoulders, chest, hands, feet, lower legs, breathe. Maybe close the eyes here. Maybe lift up a little bit higher. One more breath. Good, release, bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, engage the muscles of the thighs and lift the thighs up off the floor. Now, squeeze the elbows in, hug the belly in, push into your hands And see if you can press all the way up to top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee to right shoulder. Inhale, take that right leg back up. Exhale, right knee to left shoulder. Inhale, right leg lifts. And this time as you exhale, rock star. Slide that right leg through, raise the left arm up. Breathe. Gaze in the direction of your left hand if you can. Good. Exhale, drop that left hand down, swim the right leg back up. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, warrior one. Arms rise. Good. Breathe. Connect with that breath. Good. Bring the hands behind the low back again. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior, bow inside. Good. Push down and away from you with that left heel. Good. Keep the connection again behind the back. Lift the chest, pivot onto the ball of the left foot. Breathe. Keep the hands behind you. Keep the bend in the right knee. See if you can lift that left leg up. Good. Now inhale, stretch the right leg straight. Breathe. And soften back into the right knee. Step the left toes back. Crescent Warrior, arms rise. Good. Exhale, drop the hands to the floor. This time just step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Let's take a few breaths here. Maybe sway side to side just a little bit. Softening the knees. Inhale, take the arms straight up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left leg back, drop that left knee down. Inhale, arms rise, low lunge. Exhale, drop the hands down, slide the right leg back, top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, Locust Pose. Let's hang out for a few breaths here. Maybe close the eyes. And really feel the body moving with the breath. Good. Release the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, engage the muscles of the thighs, lift them up off the floor. Press firmly into those hands. See if you can lift yourself up top of a push-up. Use your knees if you need to. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale through to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step that left foot between the hands. Drop the right heel. Press down into that left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Breathe. Good. Release the hands behind the low back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Bow inside that left leg. Good. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift the chest, pivot onto the ball of that right foot. Press into the left foot. Good. See if you can keep a bend in that left knee. Hop the right leg up. Try to keep that bend. And now see if you can stretch that left leg straight. Good. Softly step the right leg to the back of the mat. Inhale, take the arms all the way up and overhead. Good. Exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee towards right shoulder. Good, inhale, left leg lifts. And this time, exhale, slide that left leg through, raise the right arm up, rock star, gaze up towards that right hand. Good, exhale, drop the right hand down, slide that left leg up. And exhale, step the left foot between the hands, followed by the right foot at the front of the mat, and just fold in. Reconnecting with that breath. Let's take a few breaths just to reconnect. Good, soften the knees. Inhale, swim the arms all the way up and overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. So one more round. Inhale, arms rise. Walk the feet together. Big toes touch heels slightly apart. Exhale, sit down and back to chair pose. Good, breathe here. Good. Now we're gonna lift up onto our tippy toes, click the heels together, separate the knees, and sit down into this sort of modified version of a yogi squat or a toe squat. Maybe stay right here. This is challenging enough as it is. Or if you want just a little bit more, lift the hips up a few inches. Keep breathing. Good, drop the hips, bring the knees together, fold forward, drop the heels. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Exhale, fold, step the right leg to the back of the mat, drop that right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms rise. Exhale, drop the hands, slide back, top of a push-up, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor, locust pose, this time with a bind. So bringing the hands behind the low back. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Close the eyes and breathe. Good, just a few more breaths here. Good, hand release. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, engage the muscles of the thighs, lift them up off the floor, press the palms into the mat, and then press your way up top of a push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, right leg lifts. And this time, step the right foot to the outside of that right hand, drop the left knee. So we're gonna come down to this dragon pose. You can stay up as high as you want, so maybe your hands stay right here, maybe you grab those blocks. You could also bring your forearms to the mat. A few breaths here. See if you can sink pretty heavy into this one. Let's take 3 more breaths. Good, and then press the hands into the mat, tuck the left toes, lift that left knee up. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand at the front of the mat. Sit down into a yoga squat, bringing hands to the heart. Good. Now, trying to keep those knees out wide, press the feet down and apart. Drop your right fingertips just in front of your right toes, and take your left arm up in the air, gaze in the direction of your left hand. Good, you might even wrap your left arm behind your back if you'd like to here. Feel free to maybe even go for a bind if you'd like to take that right arm back behind you and catch hold of your left fingertips. Whatever version you want here. A couple more breaths. Good, bring the hands to the heart. Now left fingertips drop down, right arm reaches up. Keep this right knee from dropping in, so really think about inner right knee moving towards outer right knee.
Again, feeling free to take that bind if you want to here. A couple more breaths. Good. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Drop the fingertips down, turn the toes forward, fold forward. One more side. Let's take a couple breaths here. Soften into the knees. Inhale, take the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Walk the big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, chair pose, sit down and back. Inhale, come up onto those tippy toes, and then click the heels together, separate the knees, sit down into our toe squat, hands to heart. Keep breathing. And remember, you can stay right here if you want to, or lift the hips up an inch or so. Keep breathing. Good. Drop the hips, bring the knees together, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step that left leg back, drop the left knee down. Inhale, arms rise, low lunge. Exhale, drop the hands to the floor, slide back, top of a push-up. Take your inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hands behind the low back, interlace the fingers, open the heart, locust pose, lift the feet, breathe. One more breath. Good, release the hands, tuck the toes, engage the muscles of the thighs, lift the thighs up off the floor. Last time, press your way all the way up top of a push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, step that left foot to the outside of the left hand and drop the right knee down. Good, so dragon pose again here. You can stay up high. You're welcome to bring the forearms to the mat. Drop the weight of the head and just really sinking in here. Couple more breaths. Press into the floor, tuck the right toes, lift that right knee. Let's hop that right foot up to the outside of the right hand and sit down into our last yoga squat here. Hands to the heart, lift the chest. Good, and dropping left fingertips down now, raising that right arm up in the air for a twist. Again, feel free to go for that bind if you'd like to. Couple more breaths. Think about inner knees moving towards outer knees. Bring the hands to the heart, reset, and other side, bringing right fingertips down, raising that left arm up in the air. Good, imagine dialing the toes away from each other here. Good. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart for one last moment, and then find your way to a seat. So sitting all the way down onto the mat, let's stretch the legs out. Shake them out just a little bit here. Bring the big toes to touch just like we do in our chair pose. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, softly fold. Taking just 2 more breaths. Slowly walk the hands back. And if you happen to have blocks nearby, grab those now. And just find a comfortable seat, crossing the legs for a moment here. Bring the blocks the shortest possible way, just outside of the hips. Close the eyes, relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. All right, blink open the eyes. And now place a bend in your right knee. Maybe interlace the hands over the shin and just sit up nice and tall. So for this next pose, we're going to do, it's a little bit of an arm balance pose, but you're welcome to stop anywhere along the way that you need to or want to today. So this might be it for you. And that would be perfectly fine. If you want to do a little bit more, we're now going to cradle the legs. So now my right foot is going to come into my left elbow, and my right elbow is going to wrap around my right knee, and maybe just take the leg back and forth, cradling it back and forth. Maybe just staying still. This might be where you choose to stay today, and that would again be totally fine. If you want to continue on with me, we're now going to take this right leg and see if we can kind of hike it up over our right shoulder and really squeeze it down tight. So we want to be able to release the leg and not have it slide down the arm. So the leg's coming up as high as we can get it to go. And then we're going to place our hands on those blocks that we have set next to us. They can also be on the floor if you don't happen to have blocks today, that's fine. Now, your left foot is going to lift up and cross over your right foot. Maybe again, this is where you stay, but if you're this far along, see if you can maybe try with me now. Press the palms into your yoga blocks. See if you can lift yourself up. If you got that far, see if you can take your legs out to the side. We'll just hold for a few breaths. Maybe gaze towards those feet. One more breath here. And then as softly and gracefully as you can, come down to seated. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Blink open the eyes. Time to potentially try this other side here. So now, just bringing that left foot forward again, interlacing the hands over the left shin or knee and sit up tall. If you'd like a little bit more, now we're going to cradle the leg. So your left foot is going to come into the crease of your right elbow. Left elbow will slide around that left knee. And again, maybe just stay still, maybe kind of cradle back and forth. Try to stay sitting up as tall as you can here. Good. Now if you want to continue on, let's take that left leg now and hike it up over the left arm. Squeeze so that it doesn't fall down when we let go. And then if you need to reposition your blocks, if you're using them, go ahead and do that. Hands are going to come to the blocks. Now, cross your right ankle on top of your left. So, kind of the trick for this one is to come forward as you're pushing down and lift your hips up. Good, if you're able to get that far, go ahead and kick the legs out to the side. Again, we'll stay here as long as you like to. I'll give you guys a few more breaths out there so that it stays even. And then as gracefully as you want to or can, come back down to the seated position. And close the eyes. Let's drop the chin towards the chest. And slowly rock the left ear over top of that left shoulder. Relax the right shoulder down. And switching sides, tucking the chin, rolling the right ear right over top of that right shoulder. And coming right back through center and lifting the head on up. And we're going to now lie down onto our backs. So you can set the blocks to the side. Lie down onto your backs with a bend in the knees. Close the eyes. Take just a moment. Start to close out the class with just a little bit more hip work here, hip opening. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, just like we did at the very beginning of class. Maybe this time we roll the ankle around in little circles. And now crossing that right ankle over the left thigh. If you've had enough today, this is a great place to stay. Maybe a little bit more would be beneficial though, so pick up that left foot, interlace the hands over the shin this time. Staying here for just a few breaths. Good. And now if you want to get a little bit deeper, we're going to do that same thing with the elbows. So wrapping your right elbow around your right knee and your left elbow around your left foot. Interlace the hands over the shin. Maybe stay right here. So you might have gotten into a place where it feels pretty good for you. If you want to though, maybe stretch out that left leg and let it relax down on the floor. Closing the eyes here. Let's stay for about 10 breaths. Maybe with each exhale, imagine the tissue softening, getting just a little bit deeper into the pose, or maybe it feels just a little bit more effortless. About 3 more breaths. Good. And now softly release. Take your right hand to the outside of your right foot. We're going to go for a half happy baby here on the right side. So the sole of the right foot's going to face the ceiling. Draw the right knee down towards the floor. Press gently with the foot into the hand. Maybe bring that left arm out to the side just for a little support. And you can stay again right here if you'd like to, or just attempt to stretch that right leg straight. Might not go very far. Good. And release. Stretch the right leg down next to the left. And then just take a moment to take all of that in. Close the eyes, noticing the change from side to side. Maybe your right leg feels longer than your left right now. Good, and then place a bend again in both of your knees. Let's hug just that left knee in towards the chest. Maybe roll the left ankle around in little circles. And cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Few breaths there. You want to deepen the pose now. Lift the right foot up, interlace the hands over that right shin. And just relaxing into this. You want to take us a little bit further now, wrap the elbows around the foot and the knee, interlace the hands over the shin, maybe stay right here, or begin to stretch that right leg straight and see if you can lower it all the way down to the floor. Take about 10 breaths here. See if you can completely relax into this one. halfway there. See if you can soften with each exhale, just relaxing a little bit more. Gently release, take your left hand to the outside of your left foot, half happy baby on this left side. Again, taking the knee down, gently pushing the foot into the hand, and just feeling free to stay right there. Maybe create that cactus shape with the right arm. And then if you have the space, attempt to stretch the left leg kind of in a diagonal direction over the left shoulder. It might not go very far, I know mine's not. One more breath. And release the left leg all the way down. And again, just take a moment to notice. And now let's draw the knees in towards the chest. Gently rocking side to side on the back. Bringing the arms out to a T, palms facing down or up, your choice. Let's drop both knees to the right and taking gaze to the left. If you want just a little bit more stretch in the outer leg, hip, glutes, even the low back, you can press your right hand into your left outer thigh. Turn your gaze up. Slowly come back to center. Drop the knees to the left, take your gaze to the right. Maybe take the left hand to the right thigh. Take your gaze up, slowly bring the knees back to center. Wrap the arms around the shins, reach up with the forehead, tap the knees. And then slowly release all the way down into your preferred shape for Shavasana. Close the eyes. Let's take a deep breath together here in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Enjoy this about 2-minute Shavasana here with me. Enjoy your rest. Softly deepen the breath. Gently bring movement back to the fingers and the toes, and the wrists and the ankles. And softly turn the head from side to side. Slowly sliding the arms back behind you, stretching the legs forward. Take a nice deep breath in, stretch the body. And as you exhale, just melt for a moment right back into your mat. Gently bring the knees back into the chest. And then either rocking over to your side or rolling on up to a seated position. Crossing the legs. Let's bring the hands to the heart. And thank you all so much for watching. Namaste.